Listen, all the influencers were livid. TikTok went offline in USA Saturday night, less than 2 hours before the ban was slated to go into effect. The extraordinary blackout prevent access to one of the world's most popular social media apps that has been used by 170 million Americans. Listen, I mean, if you are a politician and you ban an app that people are using like crazy, this is so stupid. Listen, all these are the type of reason why the people in the US just elected Trump. Like the people on the left side of the whole there, right? They are so into censorship. And yeah, your ideas are dangerous, so we have to ban you. And yo, listen. So visitors of the app were met with a message saying, sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means that you can't use TikTok now. Well, President-elect Trump said he will most likely delay a ban on TikTok for 90 days after he takes office on Monday, that's tomorrow. Adding that he was not made a final decision in a phone interview. I think that would be certainly an option that we look at it. 90-day extension is something that will be mostly likely done because it's appropriate. You know, it's appropriate. We have to look at it carefully. It's a very big situation. Lawmakers said TikTok ties to China and its access to reams of data posted a threat to national security. BS. Listen. It's interesting because when the Americans say that their problem is that China has access to data from users, you have to realize one thing, is that all these US companies, they do the same thing. They take data from me. I'm a French citizen. Why is my data in the US? Why is it not? It does not stay in France? Or if you're a Congolese citizen, it's even worse. Your data is stored somewhere. It doesn't stay in Congo because there's no data center. So they take your data, they take everything you say, and then they use it in the US or in France or whatever. So, but they want to apply rules for them or for you, but not for them. Reggiano is what the meaning of the tattoo. It's a tattoo. It's a Buddha face. Like I have a bunch of them, and an eye and an all-seeing eye. I heard TikTok is back. Maybe. Okay, US. TikTok start restoring service in the US after shutting down over divest or ban law. Okay, interesting. TikTok began restoring service to users in the United States following temporary and voluntary shutdown that lasted less than a day. Listen, the company said Sunday it was in the process of reinstating access after President Trump voted to try to pose the ban by executive order on his first day in office. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalty, providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans and allowing over 7 million small business to thrive. TikTok said in a statement, it's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We will work with President Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. Whoa. TikTok app owner ByteDance voluntary shutdown its service in the US just hours before the Sunday deadline, cutting get enough access to tens of millions of users after the Supreme Court this week upheld a law that effectively banned it over concerns about its ties to China. The law passed by Congress last year gave TikTok blah 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 blah, blah to sell. Americans deserve to see our exciting inauguration on Monday, as well as other events and conversation, he wrote. Who said that? Trump. I would like the United States to have a 50% ownership position in a joint venture. By doing this, we save TikTok, keep it in good hands, and allow it to stay up. Without US approval, there's no TikTok. With our approval, it's worth hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe trillions. Well, listen, President Xi could call the US and tell them, hey, my hand is itchy. Yeah. The President Xi could say, yes, listen, if you ban TikTok, we ban Apple, for example. You screw us, we screw you. That's where we are right now. And it's crazy that a social media platform, because people, the Democrats in the US, it seems like, it seems like they have a huge desire to control the narrative over everything, and they used to use the legacy media to do this, right? And the problem is with platforms like TikTok, like XYZ, you can't really do that because those platforms are controlled not by you. And we've seen this with the COVID, we've seen this with the war in Ukraine, with the Middle East. The people who sell the weapons, they don't want, Creolina, what up? They don't want people to be able to express different points of views. And if you control all the media, you can just send the media what to say. But you cannot control all these YouTube channels, you cannot control all these blogs, these podcasts, this show. So what they started to do at COVID was, when they started, is whenever you would pronounce the word COVID, the video, first of all, would be demonetized. And then you would receive an email. I received a ton of email when I was talking about this. And under my video, there was always a thing saying, yeah, this is and with links to places with the right info. And in the US, you have a law called the First Amendment, right? And with this law, you can't just prevent people from talking. You can, free speech is very important for them. But there is around the world in our democracies, there's a drift to try to control more of what people say and what people think, and to treat anything that is not your opinion in dangerous opinions. And when you say something is dangerous, you prevent the conversation. And I really believe that this is one of the reasons why some of the Americans, half of the Americans, elected Trump in office. It's one of the reasons. Some of them just got tired of being treated as babies. Oh, listen, we will do this, and put these vaccines. I'm not sure yet. It's new. You an anti-vax? Boom, boom, boom. Then you cannot leave your house. You cannot go to restaurants, etc. These radicalize a lot of people. I remember when they were trying to attack Dave Chappelle for jokes. You are a comedian and you can't do jokes? A guy that laughed at everybody, but when he laughed at the trans people, all of a sudden it was not funny anymore. It was dangerous. Oh, your word skills. And all these different groups, activists, minorities, and etc., that were given too much power, they didn't know how to use the amount of power that they got responsibly. And because they didn't do, sometimes you get drunk on power, especially if you never had power, right? If now everybody is scared to hurt you, everybody's scared to piss you off, and that every time you somebody pisses you off for whatever reason, they do a joke, they say something, or they just say, I don't disagree with turning kids into something, whatever, and you come and you cancel people, well, you lose these people over time. And those people, at a point, they vote. And when it's time to vote, all these things will count. Listen, I remember defending Dave Chappelle because I saw the whole thing. He said the trans jokes. Listen, it was funny. It's Dave Chappelle. Like, it was just Dave Chappelle type of jokes. So agree, don't agree. Listen, he talks about everybody. Listen, in this same special, he also did some jokes about the Jews. He also did some jokes about black people, did jokes about a bunch of people. But at that time, we in the middle of the BLM, LGBT, and all these groups being given like full power. Hey, if somebody says something you don't like, cancellation. And they all went against him, right? And I remember tweeting something like, I said, hey, you either for free speech or you don't. And he's a comedian. He's supposed to do comedy. And I mean, we've been following him for 30 years. He's the greatest. And I said something, whatever. And one guy out of nowhere, some filmmaker in LA, I don't know who he was, but he was part of the LGBT movement. And he just came and he took my tweet, he retweeted it, and then he said on top, and he tagged a bunch of other people, and he said, yeah, I found one or something. And all of a sudden, I had an avalanche of activists, allies, and etc. that were just attacking me like crazy on Twitter. So I was like, I look at all the messages, like probably had 100 tweets, and people, trying to cancel me or something. trying to find, saying stuff like, yeah, we're going to send message to Spotify to remove your music. We're going to send message to YouTube so you lose your channel, blah, 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 because you are a transphobe. And I was like, I just said that a comedian should be able to do jokes. If they're not funny, okay, cool. Don't go watch it. But some people, even in that community, found the joke funny. And I remember that at a point I just removed my tweet and I just block all these people because I don't have time to lose with idiots. I don't waste my time. And I have other things to do. So did that, and now well, you know, after that I talked to a friend of mine and I told him, so that was, when was the Dave Chappelle thing? Probably, I don't know, 3 years ago, probably 2 years ago, I don't remember. Probably 3 years ago, because he did another 2 specials since then. And I remember telling my friend, who he's very left, and he's for all these activists, etc. And I told him, you know what? The things that you guys are doing on social media, there's going to be a change of heart in the world. And because you guys are not how can I say it? Yeah, you guys are abusing the power and the trust that people are putting into you. People are, and you know, there was the whole Hollywood machine, there was the whole political machine where you had to put, like, turn any story like Snow White, put a Latino in there, or whatever movie that existed 100 years ago, put a black person in there. Instead of doing new stories, you wanted to phagocyte. I don't know if it exists in English, that word, phagocyte. Anyway, you wanted to just take whatever story, and Disney were king for that. Just turn any hero or any known character, either turn them gay or black. And some people were very happy, but other people were like, why don't you just create new heroes, like, or just put our heroes like Black Panther or whatever, and same for women. Like, feminism also abused its newfound powers. And it's not something new. I've seen this happen a lot of times. I've met a